Hey everyone, it's Wolfran here, and I'm back with a video to show you how to win more solos in Warzone. And the object of this is going to talk you through the thinking in this game. I've been away for a little bit, jumped back in, had a couple of atrocious games. And the reality I think everyone has to remember is that people have atrocious games, and that not everything you're going to see out there is the best gameplay. If you're ever interested in seeing what the bad games look like, drop me a comment, drop me a like and a subscribe, and I might think of making a video showing really just all the bloopers made from the videos. But getting back to it, this gameplay was the third game on. It's a great win, and I want to talk you through it so you can understand some of the ideas behind the rotation and what's happening, what I'm thinking, in order to get to where we're going to need to. So, first thing I'm looking at, I am dropping it onto a scav contract. It's a fair way along the plane ride, so I don't think it's going to be hugely popular. The reason is I'm not going for high kill gameplay here. I'm going for the win. And so what I want to do is grab the scav contract, get the money, get my loadout. Now, as part of that, I will be going for kills. That's how I like to play. I don't particularly. I'm not going to sit and camp anywhere. I'm not going to tell you to go get loads of recons, figure out where the final circle is, and camp up in the middle of it. You can do that if you absolutely want to. My interest is in getting my loadout, getting some kills, having some fun, aiming for the win at the end. And so we're going to jump in and get the scav contract in military base. I went for the first one. I really didn't feel there were that many people around here. I saw one guy drop off to the far left and making my way through. I do grab things on the way. Generally I'm going to want an AR, an SMG. Origin shotgun is fantastic up close in Warzone at the moment. It's fantastic ground loot early on. I might do a video on it, let me know what you think about it. It's certainly one of my favourites. And so really this is just winding through these crates quickly to get money. Military base is pretty good. I like it for a drop quite a lot, whether it's hot drop or not. Basically you can get quite a lot of loot, quite a lot of things, and it's generally pretty well positioned for most of the circles, even circles that pull towards the south of the map. It's not too much of a problem. So yep, I'm going to hit my amount in a moment.
Contract updated. New objective identified.
Basically, I was just looking at that rifle because I've not seen it before. It's an M13, I think, and but I'm not going to pick it up because I've got my loadout money, so I'm off to get my loadout from this buy station over here. Don't even need to get my third crate on the scav contract. And in this game, I mean, I'm pretty much running always the same thing. I'll always go for my overkill, so I've got 2 weapons to start with, and then I'll head for Ghost on my free loadout, or if I get enough money, I might buy a second loadout anyway. And I'm just going to throw it slightly away because I'm conscious these buy stations in military base are really open. I'm not saying this is less open, it just gives me a chance to get close to cover. So this time I'm running the AN94, which I leveled up. I'm not doing a video on it. It's quite a good gun, quite enjoyable. I use it, it's really my mid-range gun. It's got a bit of a kick, so it's not great at the long-range fights. That's why I haven't got a scope on it. I do have the tac laser, longest barrel, monolithic suppressor, the 45 round mag, and what I've definitely got on it is this skeleton stock, which is one of the more unique attachments on it, which gives it quite good movement. I don't think it's the strongest weapon, I don't think it's going to be a meta weapon, but I enjoy running different things at different times and having a go with them. So that's what I've got on this. My other weapon, my long range weapon, is a HDR, full HDR build on it. I've got a full video on the HDR if you want to check out how I build that, because I get some pretty decent snipes in this game. So what I'm doing now is I'm rotating around. Someone's hunting me, but you see I'm on the lowest level threat, so I'm not really worried about how close they are. The way the bounty contracts work is that the symbol indicating where you are updates every 10 seconds. So if you move, it is far harder for the person tracking you to find you. I'm not saying it's impossible, of course they can find you. They know generally where you are, but it's far harder to do it. Whereas if you sit in a corner somewhere with a bounty on you, it's not difficult to figure out which building you're in. It's not difficult even to figure out which corner you're in. And so by moving around, you're keeping people on their toes. I'm going to go for the bounties. There's 2 bounties over here. Pick mine up. You can see there's a guy here, military base. Luckily, I actually thought it was going to be further away. And it also looks like he's... I think they're heading towards me. So don't forget to try and use cover at all times. So, not the best shot. I landed a body shot on them. I think that might be, in fact, the guy chasing. No, it's not. He didn't have a chance to replay it, that's why I pushed. As soon as you got the shot on with a sniper, unless you can get a shot straight away, it's not a bad idea to push in those circumstances, because you've got the advantage. Your plates aren't broken. I didn't break his plates, but I put him down lower than me, so you know, on a 50-50 gunfight, it's no longer 50-50. It's in my favour. And that also gave me a whole stack of cash. He must have been carrying loads as well. A whole heap of cash. But I'm going to go push back, get another bounty. Early game is certainly the way I like playing. And it's good practice. You get better at gunfights. So again, not dissimilar position for the next bounty. Now what I'd like to do is mark it on the map so I can ping it, so I can actually see when I'm running where they roughly are. It's much easier to visualise than just looking at the mini-map. If you're fine with the mini-map, that's fine, but I find it really helps. As you see, he's running in towards me. There he is. And that was an easy one.
Well done.
So now I am truly sitting on a huge stack of cash. And when you're in that situation, spend it. There's no point having the cash. Not going to do you any good. So you might as well get all you can out of it. I mean, obviously here you're going to buy self-revive, UAVs. I've already got the cluster strike from picking it up on the ground, but stack up on whatever you need. In fact, if I remember, I'd buy a munitions box or an armor box, because I'm trying to do the officer challenges as well, so if I ever have the cash and the chance, I will buy it. I'm not saying that it's a good decision to buy it. Here I might as well spend the money and get the advanced UAV and see where everyone is. Now see that, but there's someone pretty close, not really close. They're across the way, but I tag them up because I'm actually going to use the cluster strike in the really tiny chance I managed to hit them, but really, because I don't want to leave it lying there, because I'm going to take another UAV with me.
Be advised, UAV is bingo fuel. RTB for be advised, UAV is bingo fuel.
I grab the armor box because I'm trying to do the officer challenges, and so yeah, so I know where that guy is. Again, I'm going to push that way. I anticipate people are going to be in that compound that's actually very popular with the apartment building over there. I'm going to try and push over that way a bit. And as you see, luckily it's actually put the bounty over there as well.
I need recon on my position.
If I see stopping power rounds, I'll basically grab them.
Closing. Get to the new safe zone.
As and when I can. Not entirely sure why I threw up the UAV there. I think that's probably, looking back on it, not a great decision. Now, this is something to think about. If you have a chance to record your gameplay, highly recommend it. Because there's a good chance to go back and look at it, because you'll be surprised what you see that you thought you were doing and actually what you could probably better do, and you'll remind yourself. It's one of the ways you will get better at this game, because the game can take, well, it can be a bit depressing sometimes, because it does have a high skill level. It can be very difficult. So I'm going to head over, grab my ghost loadout from the free loadout. I'm not too worried about being in the open here. When you remember already the advanced UAV, there were people over towards fire station and that way, but I'm not overly worried, because I would have thought they're going to go for their loadout drops, which aren't going to be near me. It's the only box, so I know there's not that many people near me. There's always the risk people are camping a loadout. Not much you can do about it. You just got to try and be careful about it. So now I'm going to push back. Again, I'm sitting on a lot of money, and so my view, spend it. Probably at this point there's just no one around.
Requesting recon.
UAV entering the AO.
So I put up with one UAV just in case there is someone. and really there's either no one showing up or everyone's on ghost. As you can see, the lobby's heading towards almost halving itself. I've only got 2 kills, but as I said, it's not. This is how I play. I don't generally jump in the vehicles with the trophy systems and really push everyone because I have to admit I'm not that good, and it goes horribly wrong even with the trophy system. But this is fine. I'm going to push people as I see them take positions and follow the circle in. What's happening when I keep on shooting is I keep on misclicking. That's just me getting used to it again. As I said, it's about a week since I've played. So I'm going to push across over here. It's not the easiest push because the apartment block has a pretty good field of view across this way. Not my favourite way to go, but we can't avoid all the high spots. You just got to sometimes take the risks. I'm fairly sure my bounty's heading into the bank building. Because of where it's been put, and as you see, there it is. My expectation was that it's going to be on the roof, and so what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to take the roof of there. They have popped up on Heartbeat. I'm going to take the roof of the apartment buildings. I think it's clear.
Time expired. We lost the target.
You can always be wrong about these things, but again, don't worry about that. The reality is you can do the best you can to scan around, look, check, but you can't be 100%. All you can do is put the odds in your favour. Sometimes someone will catch you out, sometimes will catch you camping. With their camping, there's nothing you can do. So I need to check. I actually don't see them. I think someone else has pushed in, but they're definitely showing up. Yeah. The thing is, with them being inside the building, I'm not going to push it. Oh yeah, someone else has pushed it. And they're in there. I'm not going to push it because the problem with campers and solos and all that, it's just too difficult. Spot this guy. I really should. When you see someone and you've got the shot, just take it. Because even if you miss, well, so what? But then you might hit them. And I really, looking back on this footage, should have taken the shot. They've definitely seen me. And I'm telling you now, one of the mistakes looking back here, out of many mistakes, and I'm happy to say there's many mistakes, it's how we get better, recognising it. I'm too static, I'm too focused what's happening down there, and I was too static up on this building. I've got to move more, and this gets me in trouble. The other guy looks like they're definitely camping. So yeah, all right, they're going to fight each other. It tempted to third party again. It's in the building. It's not the easiest building to push. Had they been on the roof, it would have been a much easier situation. But unfortunately, I think I'm going to leave it. Now this is just stupid. I mean, looking back on it, I deserve to die up here. Well, there you go. I got sniped off from my left. The person only took a plate off. I mean, they should have, if they had a sniper, put me down. I wasn't even moving. No, can't see where they are. Someone else pops up. See, there's circles pushing people in.
Gas is closing in. Relocating the
I
safe
thought
zone.
I'd heard them. I thought they were pushing the building, so that's why I've gone down to check the stairwell, and they're not showing up on it. So it looks like everyone's pushing past because the circle's moved, and they're going early. In fairness, it's probably faster.
Friendly recon's online.
UAV entering the AO.
And finally, I use the UAV. See this guy, out of all the choices, this is perfect because he's got to push in, out in the open. Done. I love the HDR for that.
Be advised, UAV is bingo fuel.
I got a couple of
RTB
shots
for
on.
resupply.
Again, I'm not going to push this. I am careful about pushing buildings. If you're better at it, and certainly with this loadout, I'm no good. If I had the Origin shotgun or I had my MP5, I'd be much more tempted to push a building. But this weapon is definitely my mid-range weapon. I'm in this loadout. I do not have a short-range option, so I'm much better just sitting back and being careful about it. That person got shots on. Well, they got shots near me. They didn't actually get shots on me. But as you can see, what I'm doing is I'm taking the fights that I can take, not crazy pushing everything, because the object of the game is to stay alive first. Not trying to be boring. I'm trying to, have fun myself doing things. But it looks to me like everyone's pushed their way out. Frankly, what I should have done there, looking at the cash situation, I should have
UAV entering the
popped
AO.
one and then grabbed a second one. But that guy's pushed into that building. Now, what I'm doing here is I'm not pushing that building. He's gone upstairs. He's at the far end, so he can't see me. I'm actually going to rotate myself a bit in front because he's got to come past me. And he comes out perhaps a bit earlier than I thought.
Be advised, UAV is bingo fuel.
I quite like the
RTV for
AIM-94.
resupply.
I think the AMAX is better, and I'd certainly recommend it. You see their sniper glint, you've got to keep your eyes up. It's going to be a close one. So what I do is just rotate myself out of the way of the sniper. I am now pushing the circle. The circle's pushing him behind me. Someone's jumped on a quad bike, which makes me always a little bit nervous. I have got C4. That's a perfect example of when I say take a shot if you see it. If I hit him, what a fantastic shot. Don't hit him, I haven't lost anything. I'm not going to pop up because I've got the silencer. Grab the bounty. They act like mini UAVs. I recommend them even if you're not going to chase them down every time. Now this, I should have got him on that first shot. I should have definitely got him on the second shot. And this is just poor play by me. And now I've got myself stuck because he can hard scope through that gap. And I haven't got a choice. There's nowhere easily for me to change position to. I didn't know you could jump up on those shells. I actually just tried to jump to the side, get out the door, and get myself into a slightly better position. Gas is at my back, so I'm under pressure. Yep. So that's the problem if you sit in a hard scope and don't change your position. If you're going to snipe, change position all the time. Even if you're in that relatively narrow gaps, you can still do that. It just makes it much harder for the person who's counter-sniping you to put it on. So, I've got the bounty off to my right. I'm not so keen on pushing them. There's a buy station up ahead. That's what I'm going to push for. In retrospect, should I have seen him? I saw him just come out of that door. Now I'm watching it back. Opposite the buy station. Yeah, I probably should have seen him.
Fight to earn
But,
redeployment.
these things happen.
Just waiting for your turn now. Be ready.
Now what's going to happen, if I recall, is I don't actually fight in the gulag. So we're just going to skip this bit. So we won. Well,
No one's here to fight you, mate. Stand by for redeployment.
There's no one else left. You see the one people in total. That's the thing about solos. You find that even as you're heading towards end game, you really are down to the last maybe 20, maybe fewer than that. Now, I'm in a real sticky situation because look below me. There's going to be no loot to find at all, ground loot wise. I'm going to have a pistol, 2 bits of armour. And a bit of money, but absolutely nothing I can do with any of that. So what I've got no choice to do is to wait for my loadout. It's going to come in a moment, so I'm better off just float. I hope no one sees me. I think I'm high enough for anyone to...
You've got gas inbound. Safe zone relocated.
And as soon as the loadout comes in, I'm going to have to just go for it. I'm going to keep it towards this edge. I could have floated, I think, towards the left a bit more and forced the loadout to maybe fall a bit more favourably for me.
Friendly loadout drop on the way.
Care package marked.
Terrible. Now look, the loadout's going to give you loads of information. My loadout is behind it on the other side of the bridge. 3 other loadouts. So that's how 3 people moving outside. people I don't know. This has got, there's another 3, so there's another 2 near me. So that's accounted for 5 of the 8 other people. So I don't know where 3 people are roughly. And they look like the majority were sitting over that side. Now, I've grabbed what I thought, and I've described my loadout as a fully loaded loadout. I've been messing with them, and I've forgotten to put my fully loaded.
You've got gas moving in.
Gun, so I've ended up with 60 bullets. I highly recommend everyone has a properly spec'd out, fully loaded loadout for late game situation like this. So when you drop, you have all the ammo you need. So this forces me into a situation where I am, without doubt, going to slow play it and camp a bit, because I'm at a disadvantage. I know there are probably 5 people off to my well, it's off to the south. It's almost directly south, I think, and the other side of the circle. So that doesn't leave that many. There's some are going to be over here, I anticipate. There's going to be some, maybe 1 or 2 up in the high ground. I can't imagine there are going to be many people over this side, because it would have been a bit of a tough rotate from quarry. But then again, there's this guy sitting here. Completely focused down the ravine. Not moving. That was easy. Now that means I'm fully loaded.
Gas is closing in. Relocating the safe zone.
I managed to get myself just enough. I managed to get myself all the plates I need. That was an absolute bonus. So as soon as I pulled out the heartbeat,
Less
I
than
didn't
5
need
to
to
go.
have much
Bring
more
home the win.
information. I saw the numbers pop up. I could hear some gunshots in the distance off to my right. So someone's fighting. I can't third party because I can't get up this side now. So what I'm going to have to do is hold back against the gas, because this is the steeper section and the section I considered more unlikely for someone to drop down. And there he goes. Some bad shots from me.
Gas is moving.
But I get done what needs to be done. Now, I'm now fairly confident there's no one off to my right hand side. There's a third party situation that 2 people at least fought. There was a third person on me. I'm fairly sure that accounts for the majority of people. There are 3 players left. They've got the high ground. They're over the far side as far as I'm concerned. I might be wrong. They might have done a massive rotate, but I'd be surprised if they've gone for a rotate along the low ground. Whereas I'm stuck. There is a way up ahead, so I'm not completely stuck. Now I can see a gunfight breaks out. Someone dies. Oh, someone died.
Gas is closing in. Relocating the safe zone.
So we're down to the last 3 players. As you can see, right up the edge of the circle, right up in the high ground where I expected people to be. That's where a fight's broken out. I've got the disadvantage. I'm low ground. It is much easier for the people on high ground to shoot at me from above and land more headshots. So I'm not going to instantly push it. Although it's tempting, because I anticipate that
gas is inbound.
I'm trying to loot the other person. Don't bother. If you last 3, don't bother looting. You've got what you need to win. And so I don't think I've got the advantage. I don't know exactly where they are. I think they're going to push across and hold that high ground. So now I'm going to rotate round, keeping this ridge protecting me, giving me sort of a head glitch against anyone who's right at the very top. There he is. Now he's without a doubt seen me. I don't know why he thought he was nowhere near, unless he thought I was going to insta-push. Which I wasn't. Got decent cover with these trees.
Gas is closing. Get to the new safe zone.
That's not a horrible circle move for me. But basically, we're both stuck here.
You've got gas moving in.
I don't know what he was thinking.
Mission accomplished. All targets eliminated.
How do we take the win? trees barely give you anything. Give me a subscribe, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Small YouTuber, trying to get some new content for you. Thanks a lot for watching.